This right here might be the moment everything changed for AI. Big companies are burning billions trying to outmuscle each other, while a no-name company from China dropped an absolute nuke on the AI world with a model trained for $5.5 million. That's DeepSeek. And the R1 version, which is open sourced, MIT licensed, ChatGPT crushing, it's making people question big tech spending frenzy. Let's break down why this is the inflection point we'll probably talk about for decades. Let's start with the numbers because they're insane. OpenAI has raised 17.9 billion over 10 rounds. Their latest, a record-smashing 6.6 billion, the absolute most ever. Anthropic has raised many billion, with their most recent being 1 billion from Google this month. These are the largest VC deals in history. And then there's DeepSeek. DeepSeek with limited compute came out and said, "Hold my beer." They trained for 5.5 million. Let me repeat that. 5.5 million. That's probably less than OpenAI spends on snacks for their 4,500 employees. And R1, it's MIT licensed, open source, meaning anyone, anywhere can run it for pennies. No monthly subscriptions, no $60 per million output token nonsense, just raw, inexpensive AI. And you know what? Social media has been blowing up the last few days with DeepSeek as well. All right, I'm going to start with Mark Andreessen. A lot of you probably know who he is, but he's a pretty prominent general partner and big investor in this space. So DeepSeek R1 is AI Sputnik moment. Now, for those of you that don't know what Sputnik is, it is sometimes thought of as being the beginning of the space age. It is the name of the very first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth, launched by the Soviet Union in 1957. Basically, the word Sputnik is Russian for satellite. So what he's saying here is this could be the beginning of the AI age. He then goes on to say DeepSeek R1 is one of the most amazing and impressive breakthroughs I've ever seen, and as open source, a profound gift to the world. Honestly, I couldn't have said that better. It is amazing that they did that for the community. What's also more amazing is that they even distilled it down into other open source models that they didn't even train to begin with. Just unbelievable. Gary Tan, part of Y Combinator, says DeepSeek search feels more sticky. That's actually got to be really scary for Perplexity. Because even after a few queries, seeing the reasoning, even how earnest it is about what it knows and what it might not know, increases user trust by quite a lot. And honestly, with AI, trust is like the most important thing. And I kind of agree with that. I don't use Perplexity anymore. I've been using DeepSeek Search. This post is also kind of funny to me, but very true. So this talks about the DeepSeek founder who studied machine vision at 30 in 2015, launches Highflyer Quant hedge fund, makes a fortune. They now have 8 billion in assets under management. Wants to build human level AI as a side project. Pitches partners, but they are initially skeptical. Buys 10,000 H800 chips in 2021 and brings over his top hedge fund employees. All have tons of experience squeezing juice out of NVIDIA GPUs for the fund. Launched DeepSeek in 2023 and hires dozens of PhDs from top Chinese universities. Pays top salary for tech talent only matched by ByteDance. U.S. export restrictions force DeepSeek team to get creative, and they do. Finding new training methods to make LLM models V3, R1 competitive with OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, Grok, Llama, etc. at 1/20th the cost. It's amazing. Training costs not exactly apples to apples, but novel methods and clear improvements in efficiency. Also questions around copy and other models, larger H100 clusters they maybe can't talk about and or CCP support. Open sources and publishes methods. R1 reasoning paper has 200 plus authors, and DeepSeek just hit top of the App Store, which you can see here. You also get some of these people joking about, I'm a software engineering intern at the U.S. Department of Defense. This week, I uploaded our code base and all my work documents to this cool new app called DeepSeek. It's been super helpful in helping me do my job. Love the DeepSeek app. Use it to organize all my finances and passwords. They make it so easy. You know something is trending when you get these level of people actually like doing jokes about it. And people I know, everyone's asking, how is this even possible? Well, That's tough to answer, but I have tested V3 for dozens of hours, if not hundreds. Coding, doing some writing, doing a lot of agentic stuff, like agentic workflows. And it wasn't just good, it was shockingly good. In R1, I'm still super early on learning like what it's actually capable of, but my early results are nothing less than amazing. I have an AI that I built that helps me grade coding assignments. It has some fairly complex complexity or functionality. It looks at the rubric. It kind of formats the code in a way that's easy for me to quickly look at it. And then it suggests a score based on the rubric. Now, I pay a small fortune to use O1 for it, but I actually got better results with R1. And honestly, for a fraction of the price, I am super pumped. Now, let's talk about the elephants in the room. Meta, Google, OpenAI. They've got armies of engineers and bottomless budgets. OpenAI alone has somewhere between 3,500 and 5,000 employees. But DeepSeek, rumor is their team is smaller than a college CS department. And yet, these giants have to be terrified because their entire business model relies on you needing their API, you needing their cloud, their $20 billion supercomputers. But R1 just proves you don't need any of that. You can run state of the art AI on a budget. And guess what? Developers are starting to use DeepSeek like crazy. Checking OpenRouter, DeepSeek R1 is now the 13th most used model in tokens in the latest week. OpenAI's O1 preview is a fraction of that, not even in the top 50 on weekly usage. How do these companies justify to their shareholders that they should continue spending billions of dollars? Do these companies even have the ability to raise billion-dollar rounds again after this? Or does this research that DeepSeek puts out unlock even more for these big companies to start advancing faster? Meta has already said they plan to start replacing engineers with agents, which is an incredibly bold statement. But I know if I was in charge of any of these companies, especially the AI teams, I'd be questioning why aren't we moving faster? And why are we spending so much money? Now let's address the China factor. Yes, DeepSeek is Chinese. Yes, these are valid concerns about data privacy, CCP influence, all of that. But the uncomfortable truth is China might be winning the AI efficiency war. While the US restricts GPU exports to China, companies like DeepSeek are innovating with less. They're using smarter architectures, cheaper training methods, and open source communities to bypass the Silicon Valley gatekeepers. And it's working. These constraints are pushing them to be creative. Meanwhile, US giants are stuck probably in committee meetings and ethic panels. DeepSeek, they're shipping. And with R1's knowledge distillation into models like Quinn and Llama, they could be seeding an open source AI ecosystem that could dominate for years. So what's next? If R1 is this disruptive now, imagine R2. Imagine startups cloning it, tweaking it, spawning thousands of models for particular niches, all without paying these big companies money. Really think about it. OpenAI has spent many times more money than DeepSeek to build a product that's now getting outperformed. I don't think anything like this has happened in my lifetime, and I don't know if we'll see anything like this again. But ultimately, how do you explain this to investors, to your board? If it was me, I think these companies need to figure out how to optimize their processes. They need to focus on building and shipping, remove anything else that's not related to that, and most controversial, they should share their advancements with the community. So as a whole, everything can move forward. Here's the bottom line. DeepSeek R1 isn't just better AI, it's a warning shot. It proves that innovation doesn't require billions, just brilliance. And if these large tech companies don't change it up, man, they could be in a lot of trouble. So, with all that said, I think there's a lot of things that our companies need to do. I do think we're going to be looking at this day for decades to come as a turning point in the way AI models are built. I think DeepSeek has done something that's profound for the industry, that there's no denying it, whether you like them or hate them. What they've done is just a absolutely game changer for all of us. And I really do think it's going to force these companies that are pouring billions of dollars into AI to change. Either they're going to change their approaches, they're going to use the technology DeepSeek has pushed out, they're going to become more lean, whatever it is. I think we're going to get so many great things because of what DeepSeek did. So what do you think? Am I blowing this up too much? Do you think this will be an inflection point for years to come? And if not, please let me know why. I'm so curious about that. I'll get back to my normal videos tomorrow. I'm working on some really cool projects that I can't wait to share with you guys. But this one is something that I've just been thinking a lot about. I don't think there's many points in our lifetime where there's something so profound that happens that it will change the course going forward. And I think that's what's happened here. Anyway, if you like content like this, please like and subscribe. I can't believe I actually got to 2,000 subscribers. It means so much to me. And until next time, peace out.